What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Madden Armchair GM series. We are going into the 2023 NFL Draft with the Miami Dolphins, the beautiful Doug Peterson on the phone, making some last-second deals maybe, who knows. Still replying to those hate comments on Reddit. A little quick recap from our free agency. Let's see here. Pretty much just depth. Olivier Vernon will fill in there as needed on the ends, on the defensive ends rather, on the defensive side. Dawson Knox, just the third tight end that we needed. Ron Leary will kind of fill in at the guard positions and center as needed for depth. Stafford providing his veteran leadership there as the backup quarterback for a one-year deal. Might get extended. Depends on what happens next season. Who knows? Antoine Woods, once again, another depth piece. Nothing special. We'll take a quick gander at the league signings. Chris Harris ended up at the Detroit Lions. Naheem Hines to the Jaguars. Greedy Williams went to the Eagles. Josh Jacobs to the Eagles as well. Dexter Lawrence to the Colts. Polite to the Steelers. Darrell Henderson to the Raiders. Freeman to the Broncos. Tristan Hill, I thought it was Tyreek Hill for like a split second, then I seen offensive tackle. Tristan Hill to the Browns. Jarrell Casey to the Eagles. Duke Johnson. I'll just kind of, Cameron Meredith to the Titans. I'll just kind of slow through these and kind of let you see who went where. I'm not going to just call off names like I'm a teacher, calling roll. Just kind of give you an idea of who went where and why. Oops. Hunter Renfrow to the Colts. That's cool. J.C. Treader. Alright. Anything else? Juwan James went to the Packers. Preston Smith to the Chargers. That pretty much covers everything. I feel like y'all may not really care about that. Who knows? Quick gander at our team. I've said it multiple times over the last episodes, previous episodes, but halfback, got to find a guy to replace Hunt. If I don't keep him, at the very least, a guy that can take over the load better than Balaj has been able to do so when Hunt goes down. Juju Smith-Schuster is a solid number one, but I would like to get a good solid number two, so we'll keep that in mind. Armin Norman seems to be the guy that could do it, but as I've stated before, Madden is a real fickle bitch, and it may punish me for putting a 74 overall guy at wide receiver 2, so who knows. DJ Chark, I would like to keep him at wide receiver 3 or 4, depending on if I draft a wide receiver, which I likely will. I do have some options. Offensive line looks pretty good across the board. Left guard could be a little bit better, but Mr. Kershaw is young, going into his third season, though I think it'll be his, I think he started his first 2 seasons. So hopefully he'll get a little bit better. If not, then I may have to look to replace him down the line. But who knows? Wouldn't hurt to pick up a little bit of depth, pick up a center in the draft, but that's not a total focus because it's not a priority right now. Offensive line I think is pretty good. Tight ends, I've got 3 of them, so I should be okay there as well. Some priorities are, though, to grab some middle linebackers and outside linebackers to kind of fill in and maybe even take over down the line. I'm not sure if Raekwon McMillan is going to be in our future. He is 27. He's got 6 years in the league, but he's 79 overall. He's not bad, though. I would like to prep and maybe lessen that gap from that 91 to that 79 there with some younger, better talent. My outside linebackers are pretty decent. I mean, they're not the greatest in the league, but they're both superstar depth traits, and they're both backed up by a veteran, Chandler Jones, who's dropped off in overall just a little bit. So looking to possibly grab some just linebackers in general, honestly, for depth and future proofing purposes. The safety positions, I'm not as concerned as I maybe initially was. Antonio Wright still is young, 76 overall. Minka is holding down at 85. Both are star depth traits, but we'll keep safeties in mind as we go through the draft, more so the strong safety position. Corner, would love to draft a corner of the future because, once again, Howard is an X factor. He's 86 overall. Let's just take a gander at his ratings. He's the number 114 cornerback in the league. He's in the top 5%. Let's see. And I'm pretty sure his contract is due after this upcoming season. And if that is the case, he's got 2 seasons left. So I got 2 seasons left with him. He'll probably get pretty pricey because he's still got some good years left in him. What age is he? He may not. He's 30. He's older than I thought. That's a little different dynamic than maybe I gave it credit for. But still, he is 30, so I mean, he's going to eventually get old and regress. So I do need that corner of the future. I need some defensive line depth. Hampton, I'm okay with. I'm getting a little more weary on Wilkins going forward. He is getting a little bit older. He is 27. I can't recall when his contract coming up, but he should be, I think, with us for a couple more seasons. But he is 77 overall, so I'm not against maybe trying to improve that in the draft. But our main focuses will be picking up some kind of either middle linebacker, outside linebacker, or combination of both. Corner, and then halfback and wide receiver, and sprinkle a little bit of depth at other positions. But that is where we stand. So let's just go right into it. Let's start the draft. Hopefully our guys are there. As always, I pause it because 2 minutes is not enough time. All right. So these are the guys that we're hoping lands or fall to us. Jarrett Royal, Denton Welch, Gilbert Brackens, Cassius Carter, preferably Brackens and Royal. But there's 6 picks before us, so let's just go ahead and brace for the likelihood that not both are going to fall to us, and even a possibility that neither of those individuals fall to us. So let's just go the next pick.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Wow, of the 3 guys I thought would go ahead of us, I did not think Denton Welch would be the one. But that's not good.
The Lions are now on the clock.
Damn it. And he was 80 overall. Oh, that makes me sick at my ass. All right.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
Wow, Cassius Carter's off the board too. This whole thing is falling apart.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
There goes Miles Spikes. That's not as big of a deal to me.
The Packers are now on the clock.
Lincoln Jennings, okay. Wide receivers.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got to take our guy, but I will review these offers because I got to pick right after this. I do not want to move back to 31 for my 7. Fuck you, LA. I do not want to move back to 26 for next year either. Fuck you, Green Bay. Yeah, all y'all can go find a hole and jump into it, because it ain't gonna happen. I gotta have my guy. I mean, I could probably try and trade in the trade menu, but I'm just going to take what is here, and that is Gilbert Brackens, our guy. Let's see what he is. Kind of hate that I missed out on Jarrett Royal, but you know what? We at least came away with one of our guys.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
77 overall, hidden depth trait. Let's freaking go. He was number 3 in the draft. Number 3 overall in the draft. We got him at 7. So we did come away with an awesome pick there. So happy that we was able to get Brackens because I needed him probably the most. Awesome. Freaking amazing. Love it. And we are still on the clock. So let's see what trade offers, if they're any better or worse than they were. LA still trying to give me that 31st. They can kick rocks. Green Bay still trying to give me that 26. They can as well kick the same rocks. And Cleveland can kick them as well. Not liking any of these options here. Detroit's on drugs. Probably why the city's such shout out to all my Detroit fans. Probably just lost them. Let's take a look at the board real quick, and let's consider our options. Let's go to our draft board. I wanted Kyrie Leonard. I said if he was there. I also need, Denton Thurman is an option. Jelani Flowers, could take him. The question is, he's got a second round projection. Denton Thurman does. So does he fall to me at the back end of the first round? Because if he does, then that would be the play. How about Javonte Wild? Same thing for him. He's a late first rounder, but he's projected as a late second rounder. So I might can wait on him as well. Because I do have this pick. And then I have the 21st. And then I have two. Actually, I have three in the second round. They're all earlier picks. So I might can get lucky and get both Thurman and Wild in the second round. Do I take Jelani Flowers, or do I go ahead and just take Denton Thurman? Do I try to trade out of this in the trade menu? I think I try to trade out of this in the trade menu. Let me see what I can do off camera real quick. Let's see if I can't trade back. What's a good position to maybe trade back to? We're at currently 8th. Our next pick is 21. I wouldn't like to fall any further than maybe 12. Or excuse me, 12 is only like 4 picks away. What's the Ravens pick? 8. I mean, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ravens are at 14th. I think 14 or 15 is anywhere between 13 and 16. I think is going to be a good range. I'll just have to look and see who's got what pick. So let me try to take a gander and see if I can't make a decent trade off camera, and then I'll reconvene with you momentarily. Okay, so I'm back. Everybody being total hoe asses right now. I'm wondering if does Doug Peterson have the master? Yeah, he's got it. So I can't get a good deal. I've offered a lot of stuff. I've tried moving back to the Redskins. I tried moving back to the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Ravens. I went as far as picks 18 and 19, which are the Cowboys and Titans respectively. I was pretty much looking for swap first rounders this year, and then the other team give me at least a third rounder, and then I was even trying to throw in a 6th rounder to boot, and I just could not. I got really close, I think, with Tennessee, but just they would not pull the trigger. So we'll take another gander at these offers here, and maybe one of these teams has something worth moving back for. They're offering me 2024. It's like LA's offered me the 31st and a 7. Like, no. Alright, so let's look at the board. We'll probably just take somebody, since somebody wants to be friendly. The question is, where do I go? Do I just take the guy who I think is the best available in Jelani Flowers? He is the early first rounder. What about these other guys? Kyle Rudolph is a decent possible grab. I mean, I do have. I would prefer to trade back, because I think I can get Denton Thurman. I think I can get Denton Thurman with maybe my 21st pick. I don't know. He doesn't really fit my scheme, so I'm trying not to take him too early. Javonte Wild, on the other hand, I also think he would fall to me because he's projected to be a late 2nd rounder. What Denton Thurman, what is he? He's projected to be early 2nd rounder. It might be best to go ahead and take Thurman, but I really would like to have Flowers. I think I'm going to go Jelani Flowers. I don't think I can pass up on such a good, amazing talent. I'm going to take Flowers, and then if Denton falls to me, is it Denton? I done forgot what his name is. Hold up, I have a draft board I can look at. Here we go. Yeah, Denton Thurman. I'm going to take Jelani Flowers. I know I have Denton Thurman ahead on my board. I think I'm going to go with a better talent right now, in my opinion, and Jelani Flowers, and then hope that Denton Thurman falls to me. 77 overall. Holy wow. He's 4th in the freaking draft. He's also got an unknown depth trait. and he's not going to be, and I know like he's defensive tackle, but he could also be, I could transition him over to defensive end. He could fill in at a couple different spots on the defensive line. I think that was an amazing little grab right there. That's a whole lot better than I expected. Wow, 2 good picks back to back so far. I'm ecstatic. I felt a little bad about taking him there instead of trading back, but now I feel really good about it, so I'm cool with it. What we will do
The
is
Chargers
I'm
are
just
now
going
on the
to
clock.
quickly advance picks like this just
The
to see who
Vikings
it gets
are now
taken.
on the clock.
Hopefully
The
Denton
Ravens are
Thurman.
now on the
There goes
clock.
Kyrie Leonard.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Thank you, Trey Wingo.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
Trying to see if
The
Denton Thurman
Bengals
gets
are
taken.
now
There
on the
goes
clock.
Kyle Rudolph.
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
Bobby Conrad. Next
The
pick,
Titans
Carter
are now on the
Mills.
clock.
Angel Bow.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Hobson. Oh, here we go. Awesome. So I can still get my guy. Here's the question now. Do I go Denton Thurman? When's my next pick? Second round, 6th pick. Do I go Denton Thurman? He's an early second rounder projection, so he could still theoretically make it back to me. Do I go him, or do I go with a corner that's a late second rounder, but he's actually a late first round in talent? What's he? He's a mid first round in talent. Actually, I don't think that's a question. We're just going to take Denton Thurman and be
The
happy
Bears
with it.
are now on the clock.
Wow, another hidden dev trait. He's 12th overall, 75. 12th overall in the draft in terms of talent. 75 overall. 3rd hidden dev trait in a freaking row. I'm landing these. I missed out on... Man, I hate that I missed out on Jarrett Royal, but I've really came away with some solid picks so far. All 3 of my first round picks have been hits. I think we're killing it right now, boys. I think Miami is on the rise. Everybody should be worried because we are killing it. Now we just got to hope that our next target being Javonte Wild makes it back to us there with our 6th pick. And we also have this in the 7th pick of the second round. Hope that he makes it back to us. If he doesn't, I don't know what we'll do. We'll have to kind of evaluate it once we get there. Maybe go Terrence Barnard, or however you say it. Probably go center. We'll wait and see. Hopefully though, Javonte Wild makes it back to us. I'll just go ahead and quickly
The Browns
go
are
through
now on the
these
clock.
just to see.
The Colts are now on the clock.
So
Saints
far,
are now on the
so
clock.
good. There goes Barnard. So much for getting him.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
Wow.
The Rams are now on the clock.
Barnard went over Wild. So
The
we did pretty
Falcons
good
are now
there.
on the clock.
Jarvis Barrett.
The Lions are now on the clock.
All right, 2 more picks.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
All right. Awesome. Cool. We made it. I've got back-to-back picks, so I have the option here to look and see what is available to me trade-wise. I could pick up a 5th round this year, which is not a terrible idea. In addition, I would grab a 2nd and a 3rd for next year. I'm not trading with New England in division rivals. Also, they beat me twice this past season, and they had Josh Rosen. I could pick up 2 3rd rounders though from them this year for this pick. I'd move back to Carolina's spot and then pick up a 5th. I'd move back to the 3rd round and pick up a 4th this year and a 7th next year. It's not a bad get. San Fran, I'd move back to their... Actually, no, I'd pick up a 2nd round next year and pick up a 4th for this year. Cleveland, I'd move back to their pick and then pick up a 6th rounder for next year. I think the best offer on the table would maybe be the Seattle's pick or I just realized it'd be a third round this year and third round next year from New England. That might be a decent deal as well. I like Carolina's, but I mean, Seattle's throwing in that extra third round for next year. Actually, I'm not even moving back to their second round pick. It's a 2 and a 3 next year and a 5th this year. So Carolina's is looking like not a bad play. Cleveland's is an option. Carolina's still offering better because I'm getting 2 picks this year. I will keep that in mind. Let me look at the draft board first, because I really need to probably go ahead and just take Javonte Wild, but I want to know if it's worth maybe taking the center. He's a late second rounder. He's got early second round projection, so he should be going soon. But maybe he's not quite as good as his projection would indicate. What kind of situations do we have with the center position? We don't know Jack Diddley squat past Mr. Baldwin here. I don't need to grab a center right now, so let's just look and see what else we've got available to us. I know I'm not looking at my draft board, but I'd like to kind of have an idea of where guys are ranked. Got Ricky Welch, not Welch, but Welsh, third fastest receiver at the combine. Javonte Wild's probably going to be who we go with. It's just a matter of, do we want to move back? There is an option in Benji Walton. He is a first-round talent, a late first-round talent at that. He's projected to be a late second-rounder. I do have another second-round pick after these two, so if he's there at that next one, I might go him. Diamond Riddle is another defensive tackle, though we don't need him because we got Jelani Flowers earlier. Diamond Bass, slot receiver out of Tennessee. He's an early second round talent, mid third round projection. So might look at him. Dion Holly. He's a late second round guy. I think the play is to maybe. Let's look at these offers one more time and just kind of think it over. The Carolina offer is what I'm really wanting. I'd move back to their pick, which is pick 58 overall. What pick am I currently at? See, I don't like that. I need more indication of what pick that is technically. This is pick 6 of the second round. Is there not like a... There should be a way to freaking look at the picks. Let me do this. Let me go to roster, and it should give me an indication. All right, we're at those have already happened. So this is pick 38, round 2. Carolina's wanting me to, I think theirs is the 58th, so I'll be moving back 20 spots if I can math correctly. I don't think it's a bad play, and I'd pick up a 5th, which I would need because I don't pick again until the 6th after the 3rd round. Where's that pick at? There it is. I'd move basically 20 spots back and then add a 5th round. It's not a terrible play. And then I would still get to take my guy in Javonte Wild, but that I don't need that center. I can always wait next season and draft a center, and just wait in the draft and see if there's other linemen available as well. Kind of looking at this Detroit offer here. I don't like it as well. Cleveland, I would have a better pick than what Carolina's offering, but I don't get as much on that second pick. They're offering a 6th round next year. I get Carolina's 5th round this year. I think I take this, and then I take Javonte Wild.
We've got a trade coming here.
Actually, I might have just fucked up. They might take Javonte Wild. Please no.
The Dolphins are now on
You know, it was going so well. He's only a 71 overall. It's fine. I'm still pissed, but it's not as bad as it could have been. It literally occurred to me as I pressed the button. I am fucking pissed right now. You heard me say it. I was like, they'll probably take Javonte Wild. That's what just happened, and it did. It fucking happened. Fuck. I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm nettled. Damn it. All to hell. I don't know what to do now. There's Le'Veon Andrews. He's 5th round projection. I think we take him in the 3rd. I'm really nettled right now. Like, I'm so off my thoughts right now. I really am. Corin Walker, 2nd round talent, 2nd round projection. It looks to be pretty solid. I don't know if that's the direction I want to go with this particular pick, because I do have another 2nd round pick. If I'm not mistaken, I should have another 2nd round pick. Do I have 4 2nd round picks? I'm picking 7 right now. And then I got the 15th and the 26th. So I've got 2 more picks after this in the 2nd round. Cool. Where's Baldwin projected to go? He's a late 2nd rounder, but he's projected to be early 2nd rounder. So he could be going soon. I may take him. And then come back and grab maybe Ricky Welsh with my next pick. Which shouldn't be too far away. Do I just go ahead and take Welsh and then take Baldwin with the next pick? Because I need Ricky Welsh more so than I need Baldwin right now. We got Marcus Lockhart. He's an option. William Crawford. What is he? He's early 2nd round talent. He's like a late 2nd round projection. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take we'll take Ronald Baldwin, and then surely between Welsh and William Crawford, I'll go ahead and add these guys to the draft board, not that it matters. Between one of those guys, Welsh, Crawford, and whoever else I said, I don't forgot, they'll be there for my next pick, which is just 8 picks away. Go ahead and take Mr. Baldwin.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
I reached. It's just falling apart. I had too good of a 1st round, and it's just falling apart. I should have took Javonte Wild. Shouldn't have traded. I should have traded after I took Javonte Wild. And I deserve that. I deserve that. It doesn't make it feel any better that I deserve it, but I deserved it. Baldwin, 68 overall, 60 in talent. I'm pissed. Let's just see
now on the clock.
What happens.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
There goes Lockhart, not too
The
concerned.
Vikings are now on the clock.
Craig Edmonds, that's fine.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
William Crawford, son of a bitch, and I wanted him over the other guy. You, Baltimore. I'm pissed. I'm not even looking at trades. I'm just going to take Welsh. He's a slot guy. I'm not sure what Norman is. He might be a slot guy. I could look real quick. I know it's hard to say for sure when I say this, but what is Norman? He is he's a slot guy. Great. So I'd have another slot guy with Welsh, not preferable. What are the other wide receivers? I mean, I still got, what's his name? Oh, also Diamond Bass. He's early second rounder. We might go him. He's projected third round. I'll just go ahead and grab him and be done with it. We still have Le'Veon Andrews, who's also a slot. Damn it, he's slot too. What is up with all these slot dudes? Like, drink y'all's milk, get taller. Let's see. Welsh is considered a mid. Bass is considered early. And then he's considered a late first round talent. Alright, so what I might do instead here is go something else and then just take Le'Veon with my next second rounder, my third rounder. Oops, let me I want the long direction, the long way around. Diamond Riddle's still there. What's available? Actually scouted. I want to call him Korean Walker. It's Corin Walker. Benji Walton's not a bad play. I mean, he is a late first rounder. Corin Walker's a late second rounder. Diamond Riddle. Rashad Carruthers. He's a late second rounder. Melvin Durham. He's going to be mid third rounder. Alright, what we actually might do is do that to get that to go away. What I may do here is go Benji or Carruthers. I think I'll go Benji. He fits our scheme though. Late second rounder. We'd be taking him a little bit early. I say go Benji just to have another guy on that defensive line. He should be pretty decently rated. And then we take Le'Veon Andrews, I think was his name. Jamar Buckley, he's a mid-third rounder. I think I've already looked at him. Yeah, let's take Benji because he's a first-round talent. And the reason I'm taking Benji and not Diamond Riddle is because I've already taken Jelani. I've already taken Jelani, even though he doesn't fit my scheme as a defensive tackle. I think we're cool with that. Unless I want to go to a 4-3, and I would need more guys on that defensive line. That's an option. That is an option. I am delaying this. This has been a lengthy episode already. That's a thought. That is a thought. Benji Walton doesn't fit our scheme either, but I mean, even if we go to a 4-3, we'd need him particularly for our scheme. He's projected to be at late second rounder, but he's technically alert first rounder. So he's I think he's our best play instead of taking Diamond Riddle.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
71 overall. I got him at he's 26 in true talent, and I got him at 47. So I came out pretty good there. I think that was a good pick. A good bounce back after a couple of dud occurrences. We'll just keep moving forward. Hopefully our wide receiver does not go.
On the clock.
I will say if Diamond Riddle is there for our next pick, I will. Okay, well he goes, so never mind. I was going to consider him greatly. Wow, Buckley just went. That sucks.
The Colts are now on the clock.
All right, Ricky Welsh just went. I'm not concerned with that because we're going to go Le'Veon Andrews most likely here. Corin Walker is still there. I have this pick, and I don't pick again till the third. Question is, do we think that Andrews makes it back? Because he does have a first-round talent. There's Diamond Bass. He has first-round talent, but he's got he's early fifth-round projection. Early or a late first-round talent, fifth-round projection. Do I try to trade back again here? Let's look at the offers. Let's just see. We'd move back with another pick in the third round. Another one, then they get a fourth and a seventh. It's not a bad trade there from Houston. Tennessee giving us a third and a fifth. Carolina giving us a 2 for next year, but a 7 this year. Detroit giving us a 3 next year and a 7 this year. San Fran, Atlanta. Move back to a third round. Indianapolis is third, and then pick up a third next year. Tampa Bay's on some crack. That Houston offer is pretty decent. So is that Carolina offer, just because they're giving me a second round for next year. But I would lose out on this current pick here. Oh, I just noticed, like right above all the offers, it has the draft year, the draft pick, and the draft round. I'm just dumb. Okay. Well, that still don't help me because they don't give me what pick overall it is. This Houston offer is really speaking to me. So I pick up a third rounder. Just pick 88. I could take Corin Walker instead of taking Le'Veon. When do I pick again? That's the question. 29th pick, third round. What overall is that? Because that makes a difference. The fact that all this is not clearly stated and given for easily deciding things like this kind of annoys me. All right, we got the 93rd, so we whatever, I think it was 88. We'd have a few picks before that, which would be beneficial. Carolina is actually the pick that I'm trading. Carolina might want it back. I think that might be the better play. Is to take that Houston offer, since Bill O'Brien is giving us a pretty decent deal. We'll pick up a fourth and a seventh in the process. Though we get technically even better out of Tennessee. And we add a fifth. Do I have a fourth? If I have a fourth, I think I'll take Tennessee's. If I don't have a fourth, I'll take Houston's. Okay. I don't have a fourth. I probably need to take Houston's then. And then just hopefully things work out for us. So let's take Houston's offer here. All 2023s.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
And then we will just have to wait and see what happens.
The Saints
normally I
are
just
now on the clock.
sim to the next pick, but I like
The
to see who
Jets
gets picked.
are now on the clock.
There goes Rashard Carruthers.
The Chiefs
Dom
are now
Thompson,
on the clock.
Dion Holly.
The Rams are now on the clock.
Stith. Harmon Hamilton.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
Pretty much we're hoping. There goes Diamond Bass. That's not a big
The
deal.
Lions are now on the clock.
Hopefully, I was going to say Corin Walker falls to us, but he didn't. He's only
The
68
Broncos
overall.
are now on the clock.
Von Batch.
The Packers are now
I'm getting
on
kind
the
of
clock.
worried. I think I need to take Le'Veon Andrews as my next pick regardless.
Cardinals are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock.
Dang, there's a lot of people picking right now.
The Steelers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.
Wish Trey Wingo wouldn't talk so loud.
The Titans are now on the clock.
Javier.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Jadon Cowan.
The Browns are now on the clock.
And Rashard Pollard. Okay. Let's make our selection. I keep saying I need to just go ahead and take Le'Veon Andrews, but dadgum, I pick again here in a minute. Fourth round guys. There he is. I think we do it. Just take him and not risk it.
Colts are now on the clock.
71 overall, 30 in true value. I'm cool with that. He is a slot guy, but I needed to go ahead and take him just to prevent any possible chance of losing out on him, since we already lost out on Javonte Wild, which still angers me pretty deeply. Let's look at our draft board real quick before I start going through picks again. Is there anybody else? Raleek Connor, he's a deep threat. He's a second round talent, so might look to grab him. He's early second round even. Might look to grab him. He's a fourth round talent. Let's see, what is he? He's late fourth rounder. What is this halfback? Late fourth rounder. I don't need a halfback, so I don't know why he's on here. 7. We'll move him down. We'll move this 5 up. Strong safety. He's an early 5th rounder. Otis McCune is an early 5th rounder as well. DeMar Chamberlain. I think he was a late 4th rounder. Yeah. So he'd be the better option. The safeties I have drafted. Who do I have scouted? Devontae Gregory, Steve Tiller. What is he? He's a mid 4th rounder, so he's even better than. I'll add Steve Tiller as well to this list. I think Raleek Connor is going to be who we hope makes it back to us. I'll throw him on there. All right. So that's the gist of what we know. So let's go to our draft board once again real quick. Kind of move these guys appropriately. I will sort them appropriately to the higher degree momentarily. Okay. What was this guy? He was a late 5th rounder. John Howard is an early 5th rounder. And Otis McCune's early 5th rounder. So we'll bump him down. Steve Tiller's a mid 4th rounder. DeMar Chamberlain's a late 4th rounder. I don't need that running back, so I'm going to take him out. Devontae Gregory's a mid 4th rounder. I think Chamberlain was the late. Yeah, he's a late 4th rounder. I'll take this halfback out as well. Obviously, I'm going to go Connor, and if I go Connor, I won't need Tiller. Make sure everything else is in line. All right, this is what we're rolling with going forward. I pick again here momentarily. I think I'm going to go back-to-back wide receivers here in the 4th round, or 3rd round rather. Just hope that Connor makes it
The
back
Panthers are now on the clock.
There goes Landry
The
Morton,
Saints are now on the clock.
Kevin Patterson.
The Jets are now on the clock.
Danny Widener. I hardly know her.
The Dolphins are now on
Devin
the clock.
Ross. Okay. What projection is Connor? He's a 5th round talent. 2nd round. 5th round projection. 2nd round talent rather. Early 2nd rounder at that. I might go wait on him too. I don't know. I don't want to risk it though. I'll take him.
The Giants are now on the clock.
70 overall. He's a deep threat, so it gives me a good option there. He fits our scheme. 33 in overall value. Played at Oregon State. I don't know what playing at Oregon State had to do with anything, but he played at Oregon State. I think what we'll do now is I'll just skip ahead to my next pick instead of going through them all.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Let's see. And we'll just kind of look and see what's available, what's on our board. We've got DeMar Chamberlain still there. He is a late 4th rounder, though he's projected to go undrafted, so I could probably wait on him for at least another round or two. Same thing for some of these other guys. He's an early 5th rounder. He is a late 4th rounder. I'm currently picking, and it's the 24th, so I'm not against moving back, but I'm also not against... See, Chamberlain is supposed to go undrafted, so is Jerron Howard, and Otis, and LeBlanc. All of them strong safeties. I think I might just start trading out and picking up picks for next season. I feel like that's the best play at this point. I feel like I should have done that more often last season. Pick up some 2024 picks. There could be a way to do this where I take this Browns pick, move back to the 5th, and then flip that pick for some more 2024 picks while also getting that 7th round pick for next year. That is an option. Probably not the best one. Probably take the San Francisco offer, though I'd prefer to get a little more than just this out of it. The 150 and the 222. The 151 and the 223. That's convenient. So the Bears pick is better in both aspects. I think we'll do that. We'll just keep moving back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a trade.
Just keep moving back.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Let's see here. We are in the 5th round now. Let's look at our draft board. All these guys are still here. Like I said, they're supposed to go undrafted. I think I trade out of this pick here, and the next pick go DeMar Chamberlain or Jerron Howard, either or. Jerron fits our scheme, but Chamberlain will probably be the better overall, which is weird. He's a late 4th round talent, but his top skills are C's. Meanwhile, Jerron Howard's an early 5th rounder, and his top skills are B- and a C+. I don't know. Yeah, so let's trade out of this one again. Just keep trading out. I mean, we pick again here in a minute anyway, so. There's a 2024 4th rounder. There's another one. There's another one. So 126, 128, so 126 is the best right now. 117. We'll take this.
How come nobody's at the podium? That's because both teams are right now working on a trade.
Hopefully.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
What do we pick again? Because I'll probably just keep trading back since these guys are supposed to go undrafted. I mean, yeah, they're still there. I don't think they're going anywhere. Just keep trading back and just get the best value out of it. We pick again, 7th pick, so not too far from now. So let's just trade up. Just keep trading out. I mean, just keep picking up collateral for next year. We've had a really amazing draft, honestly, with the picks we've gotten. There's that 4th rounder again for next year. 119, probably going to be the best one we can get. It's 119. We'll just keep picking up these 4ths.
I see both teams
Package the 4ths,
you know
and
what
then
that means?
get a 3rd
We've got
or
a trade.
maybe a 2nd. You know, with the right package or something. Who knows?
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Let's see here. Draft board. All right, thinned out a little bit more. So some of these guys have been gotten. Everybody on my draft board is a strong safety except for Joe Lewis. Joe freaking Lewis. He's a late 6th rounder. All right, I think I go DeMar Chamberlain now.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
63 overall, 122 in true value. So I took him at a good spot. I mean, we didn't need him. He's there. He provides competition, I suppose.
The
Might
Dolphins
go
are now on
Joe
the clock.
Lewis here. he's still available. He is still available, but he's supposed to go undrafted, so I might wait on him. He's a late 6th rounder anyway, so I'd be taking him early. I could go Jerron Howard. That is an option. Sometimes you can convert a safety into a linebacker. Not always, but sometimes. What else is on the board? What are we looking at? Anything of interest? A lot of people I don't know anything about. I say we just trade back again. Just keep picking up stuff for next season. 2024. Looking for the best 2024 offers. 159. All right, 140, 146, 130. Thank you, Detroit.
Looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
All right, I think this is my last pick, if I'm not mistaken. I might have another one. Yeah, I have another one. Okay, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll take. Man, that Howard kid went. That's unfortunate. I was hoping he'd fall to me. We'll take Joe Lewis.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
60 overall. I mean, I doubt he even makes the team, but he's going to be there. Next user pick. I might trade this one away unless
the Dolphins are now on the clock.
Let me look at my draft board quickly. Oops. Here we go. All right, Otis McCoon. Early 5th rounder. Talent. Manny Milton, rather. Glenn Mathis. Glenn Mathis fits our scheme. He's got B- pursuit, C+ tackle, and C hit power. So he's got the best pursuit of all of them. He's got the best tackle that I can tell. And neither one of the other guys have hit power. See, I'm wondering if the guys could have better talent evaluations, but have a worse overall. I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. And I'm kind of curious. But it'd be hard to tell unless these other guys get drafted, you know what I mean? I guess what I could do is find out where Jerron Howard went and compare him to the guy that I took, because I know Howard had a worse evaluation, but his ratings that were revealed were better than the guy that I took. So we will do that if I can remember to do it, just to compare. I think I'm just going to throw a dart at a wall and hope for the best. What have I drafted? Let's look and see what we've drafted. All right, halfback, defensive tackle, middle linebacker, center, right end, wide receiver, middle linebackers, strong safety. So I did not get any outside linebackers. Now the question is, do we take Christian Frank, who's a 7th round talent? He's supposed to go in the 4th. He's an early 7th rounder. I don't think I'm going to just, get anything special anyway, regardless of what I take here. Let's just go look at outside linebackers. I feel like he's probably our safest bet, if he's even a safe bet. Yeah, those combine grades are not the best there. DJ Quarles. Do we take Christian Frank and just maybe it works out? I don't know. Do we take one of these guys that fits our scheme? Let's just look and see what kind of combine results they have. I'm kind of speaking lowly. I'm getting a little tired because it is 3 in the morning currently. I think I take Christian Frank unless I could just get an amazing trade offer here. I'd have to get like a 5th rounder for me to consider it. There's a 6th. Yeah, I'm just going to take Christian Franks. Screw it. We've had an amazing draft. Might as well take a dud. Excuse me for sneezing.
The Colts are now on the clock.
195 in true value, and I took him at 216. I mean, technically, it's a good pick. 60 overall. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Pretty sure that's it. I'll just make sure. Yeah. I think this was a very successful draft. I peeked really hard right there. I think this was a very successful draft. Even though we did not get our corner of the future, we may not necessarily need him right now. We can wait one more season and take our guy. Let's take a look at the draft recap. 77 overall halfback, 77 overall defensive tackle, and a 75 overall middle linebacker. All three had hidden depth traits, which is freaking awesome. Came away with Ronald Baldwin, maybe not as good as I would have hoped for with his where he was on the draft board. Came away with him. This was following the Javonte Wild fiasco, I do believe. But 68 overall. He provides a little bit of depth on the offensive line. He's young. It is what it is. Benji Walton, he was just the best available. Took him for the spot he was at. 71 overall is pretty good though. Right end, I can kind of fit him in. Maybe even move him to outside linebacker. That is an option. I didn't even think about that. Move him to outside linebacker because he doesn't fit our scheme as a right end, so he might be better off as the outside linebacker in our defense. But was able to pick up Olavion Andrews and Raleek Connor. Both of those guys, 71 and 70 respectively. So that is pretty cool. Helped out the receiving core. Picked up DeMar Chamberlain, 63 overall. Joe Lewis, 60. And Christian Frank, 60. I think everybody pretty much makes the team, except maybe Frank or Lewis. But it's possible that everybody makes it because I usually end up cutting guys that that have been on the team for a while, as opposed to the new guys. That's just my preference. Let's take a gander and see who were the best picks. All right, let's see. Jarrett Royal was indeed the top overall guy, 80 overall. Man, I would have loved to have that. Makes me kind of mad. He went pick 2. So I shouldn't be too surprised. Angel Bowe, who went to the Titans, right tackle, 78 overall. Gilbert Brackens was number 3, and Jelani Flowers was number 4. So we've got 2 of the top 5. Pretty cool. There's Kyle Rudolph. Cassius Carter. Would have loved to have grabbed him. Didn't make it to us, but he was 75 overall. Javier Griffith. Wow, he's a 3rd round pick when he was 75 overall. He's a tight end. Titans picked him up. Lincoln Jennings. Denton Thurman came out pretty good with him as well. There's Denton Welch. I wonder if they know each other. They probably played each other. They're LSU and Vanderbilt, respectively. They look like twins. Maybe they're in a weird family where they keep the first names and not the last names. Cool. Just kind of gandering here. There's Diamond Riddle. He ended up being 71. Let's see. Javonte Wild was 71. We knew that. Olavion Andrews. Wow. I got him in the 3rd round. He was like a 5th round projection. 71 overall. So that turned out pretty good. Benji Walton, 71. I had an amazing little draft. This might have been the best draft I've had, honestly. William Crawford, he was 70 overall. Any other, just like Lyle Hill, 70 overall. He was a 5th round guy. Diamond Bass was 70. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I want to look and see if I can find those safeties and compare them. Be my guy, and the other one was like Howard, I think. Just a quick gander, because I am curious, because Howard technically had a worse talent evaluation. This might take a minute. Howard had a worse talent evaluation than the guy that I drafted, but he had better stats or ratings. Okay, let's see here. Alright, yeah, Jerron Howard right here, or Jaron Howard. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong, sir. He was a 62 overall. My guy right here was a 63. Okay, so yeah, talent does seem to indicate overall. He was 1 point better. Let's see, he's a zone type. What was Howard? He's run support. Also, that also might make a difference as well. Their archetype scheme fits. That probably makes a difference as well. But it seems that the talent evaluation indicates the higher overall. So that's good to know going forward. I was pretty sure that was the way it was, but I was, for some reason, it just then occurred to me after all my years of playing Madden, I never really thought much of it. I just, blindly took it as face value. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to maybe make some position changes, and I'll reconvene with you following that. Alright, I'm back. Made several changes to the defensive side of the ball. But one thing that I wanted to inform y'all on that I'm very intrigued by and might do is Mr. Vincent here, 67 overall right tackle. Interestingly enough, would be like a 71, I think, overall tight end. And you're probably thinking, okay, and oops, where am I at? Here we go, depth chart. And I don't think he's going to see a starting spot on the offensive line other than maybe injuries when they occur, and we don't want that to happen. Just to show you, he wasn't the only one. He's actually 72 overall. I've got my left tackle Alex Hayes is 78. Davis would be an 80. Dobbs is 72. But Dobbs and Vincent both 72 overall as a tight end. And the reason I pointed at Vincent, he has 44 catching and 65 speed, 83 acceleration, 74 agility. So maybe he gets converted to a tight end, a blocking tight end mostly, but a tight end nonetheless. I mean, 72, that's right there behind Dawson Knox. That's an option we have, and I'm not against it. I'm definitely not against it. And it's not like I say, it's not like he's going to see the light of day as far as starting lineup goes. Plus, I mean, I still have Dobbs wherever he's at, 67 overall. Which is Vincent's also 67 overall. But I'll keep that in mind. Maybe for next season, once things are a little more clear. But our lineup currently 84 overall across the board. Pretty freaking good, if I do say so myself. I'm surprised the defense is not a little higher, and I'll show you why here momentarily. But the offense, this is the lineup we have. Not a whole lot has changed, other than Mr. Hunt is now backed up by Mr. Brackens. Norman is going to jump Mr. Chark. Not that it's going to matter in the long run, because I think the depth chart will probably get redid to start the season, and I got to make sure I go back and fix that. But Norman will be technically our number 2, even though he's a slot guy. We'll just have to kind of keep that in mind. Balaj is now third stringer. Is just behind Brackens, but he is a better fullback than Bullocks. Thought that was interesting. Would not make that change, no. Alright, but over to defense. Made several changes. Moved Wilkins from his defensive end spot back to defensive tackle. His overall went up by a couple points, and this is his natural position. Gottschall is now the backup at 77, and Taylor is the third stringer. So Antoine Woods ended up being a kind of a useless signing, especially with Olivier Vernon being a 75 overall defensive tackle. I bumped Flowers from the defensive tackle spot to the defensive end spot, and his overall went up. So him and Wilkins swapped spots, and both overalls went up. So now Flowers is opposite of Hampton, and that could be pretty freaking deadly. I've also got Flowers backing him up on the other end. I think that I forgot to fix that, and I may put Benji Walton down there below where Flowers is on this side, because he is also a defensive end I just drafted. But Olivier Vernon is going to back up both of them, and then Walton will be the third string. The weird thing with Walton is he's a 6'2", 244 guy. He's a run stopper, but he's kind of small for a 3-4 defensive end. But his overall is better as a 3-4 defensive end than it is as an outside linebacker. And I couldn't really find a good spot for him. But he's 71 overall. He is a little small, but maybe he grows into it, hopefully. So we'll leave him where he's at the defensive end position. You may have also noticed that Raekwon McMillan is no longer in the starting lineup as far as the middle linebacker goes. That is because he is a better overall as an outside linebacker, which I think I mentioned previously. I'd floated that idea, so I officially moved him to the outside linebacker position, but he will still be the third string middle linebacker because he is a 70 overall. He will take over the backup duties at outside linebacker over Chandler Jones, who is 71. I'm holding on to Jones. He is depth. I may cut him if it comes to it over in the preseason. But Joe Lewis, 59 overall, kind of worries me. So McMillan is going to be that stopgap from Jack and Thurman to Lewis. He's going to provide that little drop off of there. Gerald McLean, he is a technically strong safety. He is a 1 point better overall as a cornerback, so I converted him to cornerback, but I'm still going to let him be backup safety at both strong and free safety positions, and he'll be our fifth corner or fourth corner, one or the other. 1, 2, 3. He'll be our fourth corner above Mr. Don Oliver, who has not done a whole lot of anything since I drafted him, and I feel like I drafted him at a decently high position in whatever class he was in. So hopefully he'll figure that out as I yawn. But yeah, our defense is looking really freaking good. Defensive line is looking stout. Just the starters, 81, 78, 78, and then like the backups, 75, 77, 72. And we know Taylor's a whole lot better than he is, than a 72. And then we got the young guy in Walton who might end up being pretty decent. Corner could be a whole lot better than it is, but it's kind of where we're at. You're always going to have holes in your team. 90% of the time, I would say you're going to have something that you need to get better at, and I think corner is the spot that we've got to get better at on defense, because Howard is getting a little older. His next season is his contract year. Holton Hill is young, and he has gotten better in overall. He's 26. His overall has went up since we signed him as a free agent. Jordan Lewis has been about the same. He's a little bit older, but he's still pretty good for what he serves. Be our third string corner. He went from being the starting corner, CB2, to now being the third string guy under Holton Hill. But he might be making a press upwards in overall. So he's still young, so he can still get better. And of course, Minksta and Wright are still at the safety positions. Special teams, who cares? It's special teams. Specialist, nothing special there. I kind of let the game do whatever it thinks is appropriate for that. But something I was looking at a while ago was just kind of floating the idea of scheme fits. Always make sure we have the best scheme fit going into the season. And as you can see, other than maybe vertical power run, vertical power zone is our best, or vertical zone rather, is our best scheme for the offense. Now defense, we're at a 90% scheme fit. We've got a scheme fit at literally every position except strong safety, which is pretty good. And that obviously is our best scheme fit. The Sky's 3-4 is a 77, 4-3, 46 defense, which is an intriguing idea, is 81. We can make that work definitely, because I feel like our defensive line is like definitely built for the 46 Bear defense. It's just not a feasible defense in today's NFL as a base defense. It's a good spot package, I suppose, is a good way to phrase that. But 4-3, we're not really a 4-3 team. We're definitely a 3-4 under scheme team, and I'm cool with that. And that's what we're going to roll with. Our team's pretty freaking good. Can't complain. I might have moved a couple other positions. I don't recall any of them. The main ones were pretty much swapping Wilkins and Flowers, and then moving Raekwon McMillan to an outside linebacker position, even though he's still going to be the backup middle linebacker to both Thurman and Jack. Let's see what else. That pretty much covers it all. Oh yeah, I moved McLean from safety to corner, but he's still in the same. He literally is the same place on the depth chart as he already was, so it didn't really make no difference there. Offense, I didn't move anybody, I don't think, other than I thought about moving Vincent to tight end, but I don't think I will. I think I'll keep it as is for right now. Maybe reevaluate that next season. I think that's pretty much it. So I will go ahead and I will take us into the preseason, and probably leave you there with that. Wait for this to load in. Might be something to cover before I let you go. It's been a fairly lengthy episode. Xavier Howard apparently was hurt. I didn't even know he was hurt. Yeah, I did know that. And Brandon Brooks is also back. Good for them. I can upgrade players. That's cool. That guy. Yeah, he's let me down too. Mr. Thurman Judge. Still 84 across the board. I think what I'm going to do is let it get through preseason, give some guys a chance to bump up in overall and find their depth traits. Hopefully, I doubt they find them in the preseason because I want to say Howie Madden didn't find his in the preseason last year. But once we get to week one, before we sim through week one, I'll try to go and show you the whole NFL's team overalls and kind of give an idea of where we're projected to finish. I figured that'd be pretty cool to do. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and try to end this episode. It's been really, really lengthy. So yeah, I'll leave you with Doug Peterson calling his mom and telling her, there he's also responding to hate mail on Reddit again. I'll leave you with that. As always, I don't know how to end an episode, so it's just awkward silence from here on out.